Since firearms shoot projectiles that travel a great distance, you must only shoot them at places designed for that purpose. Some ranges can safely handle all types of bullets, some only small bore cartridges. You must ensure that you are shooting on a range that can contain your projectiles in its backstop and not allow rounds to pass through. You would not want to fire a .44 Magnum full metal copper jacketed round on a range that is rated for .22 caliber lead bullets. The backstop may allow the .44 caliber bullet to pass through the thin backstop and endanger someone on the other side. Two types of ranges exist: outdoor and indoor. Outdoor ranges provide for a safe and enjoyable place to shoot if they are properly designed and constructed. The report or crack of the cartridge dissipates easier outdoors and is not as loud to the shooter. The lead particles that are emitted during firing tend to travel away from the shooter and are not as easily inhaled. The downside to outdoor ranges is that the shooter is at the mercy of the weather. If it is cold, hot, windy, or rainy, your shooting environment will be affected. These ranges seldom have good target retrieval systems. Shooters must coordinate with each other to stop shooting at the same time so targets can be changed. Outdoor ranges have been somewhat scarce and are usually non-existent in urban areas. One reason for the decrease in the number of outdoor ranges is that the EPA has strictly enforced the regulations governing these facilities. Some ranges have closed because of their proximity to dwellings. Others closed because of the noise that they generated and their inefficient backstops. Excluding some exceptions, public outdoor ranges are usually not very well maintained. Indoor ranges tend to be more plentiful, especially near urban areas. They can be soundproofed and must meet strict construction guidelines before they are permitted. Weather is never a factor on indoor ranges unless it is unseasonably cold or hot. This is due to the exhaust fans that these ranges must have in order to exchange a high volume of air to keep breathing levels safe. Exhaust fans exist to help remove airborne lead particles that are created during firing. Most indoor ranges have good target retrieval systems. Some are manual, but most are electronic. These allow a shooter to replace a target whenever they need to without interrupting other shooters. These ranges are very safe, and bullet fragments ricocheting toward the shooter are almost non-existent. The biggest disadvantage to shooting on indoor ranges is that the content of airborne lead particles is higher than what is found at outdoor ranges. If you shoot a lot on indoor ranges and the ventilation is poor, you should try to protect yourself by using some type of barrier mask for breathing. Also, large caliber handguns tend to be more deafening on indoor ranges because the sound waves bounce amongst the walls and ceiling instead of traveling into the atmosphere and away from the shooter like they do on outdoor ranges. When traveling to and from the range, you must know the local and state laws governing weapons transportation. Some states are very strict on firearms transportation. One state allows a person to transport any handgun fully loaded as long as it's in the glove compartment, while another state requires the person transporting to secure an unloaded handgun in a locked box that is placed in a locked trunk. These are two extremes, but most states fall somewhere in between these two examples. Cities also can add more restrictions to existing state laws, such as methods of transportation, purchasing, and quantities. Some cities have even banned handguns altogether. So please become well educated on laws concerning handgun ownership, use, purchasing, and transportation. Some laws may appear to be written very plainly, but may be interpreted very differently. Local law enforcement and attorneys can assist with most questions that you might have.